Have you ever run out of time while other folks get a bunch of things done? Well, have I got good news for you today. We're gonna dive into an awesome time management model that has helped me run multiple businesses successfully and still keep my head on straight. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, share, and pass this on. When it comes to time management, there's a model that has helped me tremendously, and it is called the 411. And the 411 is a simple one-page monthly plan to help you know what are the absolute right activities to help you achieve whatever it is that you deem is absolutely important and vital. Let's dive in. 411 helps you discover what are the key activities that you deem are absolutely vital and important to exceed your goals and your projects that you deem are important in all aspects of your life, whether it be personal or business. When you have personal goals and business goals, this tool allows you to counterbalance and deem exactly what is vitally important so that you know where your time should be invested and where your time should be spent. This tool raises a level of accountability as you deem specifically what you're going to do to make this a great week, to make this a great month, and if we stack a bunch of months together, we got a great year. Ultimately, the 411, it helps you save time because time is the one commodity that we all have that is equal. All right, so let's look at the 411. As you can see at the top, it's separated into personal and business. The start of every year around Thanksgiving, I slow down and I say, what will make a great year? And I started to just jot things down in my health, in my personal life, in my relationships, in my career, in my multiple businesses, in my spiritual life. I'm going all in on my adventures and I'm thinking of vacations and things that would make a great year. When I go into my business, I'm gonna break down analytically specific, measurable, attainable, repeatable, and timely goals. I'm gonna declare what will make a great year. That's what goes up into the top part of the 411. Annual goals that you've deemed will absolutely make it a great year. The middle part of the 411 is simply what will make a great month. Now, if we say we're gonna lose weight or we wanna get more healthy, see, that's not a smart goal. That's a broad goal. So if we say we wanna get more fit, we would say at the beginning of the year, we're gonna go to the gym 100 times. So that's our annual goal, go to the gym 100 times. For the month, we would say, I'm gonna go to the gym 15 times. Because you look at your calendar and you say, hey, I'm gonna go these days, and you say 15. Perfect. Now we have a specific, measurable, attainable, repeatable, and timely goal for going to the gym, which in turn would help us be more fit, which would help us lose weight, which will help us be more aligned with that health goal. So our annual goal, then our monthly, which is a breakdown of what would make this a great month towards that particular goal. Then at the bottom, we break the month into 4 weeks. And we look at the calendar and say, okay, week 1 would be 1 through 10, then the next week would be 11 through 16, or whatever the dates would be, we analytically look at a calendar and break down what the 4 weeks will be. So staying on the health goal, I know that I'm going to the gym 15 times in January. I'm gonna look at my calendar and say, what are the 3 or 4 days that I'm gonna go to the gym in week 1? I'm gonna write it in. I'm gonna go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, in my 411, I have this particular goal for my annual. I know exactly what will make January a great month in regard to this particular goal. And in the first week, I know specifically how I'm going to execute on that particular goal. Annual, monthly, week by week by week. The power of the 411 is to establish clear, specific goals and how you will incrementally move them forward week by week, month by month, and have assured great months, quarters, and years. So now, when it comes to business-specific goals, where you may say, I'm gonna speak to 400 people in a month. I'm gonna schedule 8 appointments in a month. Another way of taking the 411 is to say, okay, what was my goal? My goal was to speak to 100 people this week. Okay. How did I do? I spoke to 80. Okay. So if our goal is to speak to 400 in a month, week one's goal is to speak to 100. I spoke to 80. Now I have a choice. Do I change my goal, or do I add those 20 that I was short to the next week? Assure that now I time block the space to add the extra 20. So instead of 100, now 120, to stay in alignment with what I declared was for that month. So the questions that we can ask ourselves when it comes to auditing our 411: what was our goal? What was the result? How do we feel about it? What got in the way? Acknowledge what was the obstacle, and then what are we gonna do different? So the last way is the way forward. What specifically are we gonna do in the next week to continue moving forward in what we already determined was the vital part of our business, of our personal life, our goals. When it comes to your weekly goals, which as you can see here, your weekly acknowledgements, what you deem will make an absolute great week. The key is that it's not a super long list. You really want to limit it to 6 to 8 max. Things that you will absolutely have in your calendar to assure that you have a great week, that you'll then have a great month, to assure that you have a great year. What I've found is that if you make this a to-do list, it ends up getting cumbersome, again, it's just loud, and it's not as purposeful as these are the rocks. That when I execute on these rocks, I get this done. My projects, my goals, my aspirations will continue moving like a train forward. Super cool to watch this evolve as we go forward. One of the questions that I get asked a lot about the 411 is, do I have to make one every month? Yeah, because it's a 1-month business plan, life plan, to move what you deem important going forward. Every week, we gotta slow down and we look back and say, okay, what did I do? How did I do? What got in the way? And you're constantly moving your life's aspirations, what you deemed was important, forward. Another key aspect of the 411 is, of course, scheduling and putting a deep dive into color coding your calendar, understanding the importance of time blocking, and the theory of if you erase, you must replace. Remember, the 411 are your most important goals and things that you deem are absolutely important to you. So once you declare where it's going to be in your calendar, nothing should really be more important than that particular activity. If something is loud, urgent, and important that kind of takes over that space, now you have the opportunity to move it to another white space in your calendar, owning and being responsible for what you've already deemed was important.